Hello everybody, it's your boy Proftrof, and as y'all can see we're back again with another TierZoo video. Okay, I have a confession to make. I was starving, I was itching for those TierZoo videos. I was like a crack addict, looking for my crack, but it was TierZoo videos. And then I was like, wait, have I seen them? Have I actually seen them all? So I went through the list. Turns out there's not a lot of videos that I haven't seen, but there is some videos that I haven't seen, like this one. How did I not see this? How did y'all let me forget this? You probably didn't let me forget this, but my dumbass brain is trash, so we forgot. Anyway, is Australia OP? What do you mean? Yes. If you wanna die, just go. No, I'm kidding. Turns out they don't have that many deaths, people dying to things in nature over there, but animals be scary, okay? There is some scary shit over there. So let's see. Come on, TierZoo, explain to me. I've missed you, buddy. Oh, I've seen this. He's gonna kick him. Yo, kangaroos are cunts. Can we all agree on that? Kangaroos are assholes. Damn, I wanna play
When creating a character, it's important to take into account which server you plan to play on, as well as the current state of the meta on that server. Most builds don't have the mobility required to change servers, so you want to make sure you know what you're getting into. But which server is the best choice for you, and which abilities can give you a leg up on the competition there? This is the first of a new series which will examine all of those things and more. Today we're taking a look at one of the more notorious servers, Australia. Australia is known for being one of the most dangerous servers in the entire game.
Nothing, scorching desert, fires, Danny Minogue, giant spiders, convicts, deranged gunmen, sharks, mosquitoes, man-eating koalas. Wait, man-eating koalas? Aren't koalas like those little disabled bears? How would it eat a man? Poisonous snakes, T-vermin, stingrays, razor-sharp coral, backpacker murderers, cyclones, crocodiles, angry natives, giant rats, sharks, scorpions, baby killer dingoes, sharks with freaking lasers? Gura with a laser? Stinging jellyfish and some normal sharks. Oh, some more normal sharks up here.
And this is by no...
I don't get half of these. What is this about deranged gunmen? What is this about man-eating koalas? I know Steve Irwin. Backpacker murderers? Angry natives? I thought they were cool natives here.
means unwarranted. There are a few reasons why the meta there is so scary. Reptiles as a whole are generally mid-tier. We've talked on this channel a good bit about how most snakes are garbage, and how the unique moves available to lizards generally don't end up being worth the investment.
Exactly.
With that said, the Australian server seems to be the one with the most high-tier reptiles. It has not one, but two different groups of crocodile builds, one of which...
I'm trying to spot the difference. I mean, the one on the right looks fatter. Pretty much the same coloring. I mean, his head's a little bit different on the left.
One of which being the saltwater crocodile, the highest ranking crocodilian build in the current expansion, due to their super broken 0 to death combo and health regeneration ability. It's also got most of the top tier lizards, the monitors. While the best monitor players opted to play almost exclusively on the island server of Komodo, Australia's got many of the runners-up, including the Parenti. It's also got plenty of the more gimmicky lizard players too, but I digress. Australia is the only server where there are more venomous snakes than there are non-venomous ones. Which means snakes on average are actually one of the top builds there. You may remember from my snake video that the top tier snake build is the Cobra, and while they don't have the intimidating hood ability, Australia's inland taipan, brown snake, and tiger snake are all technically Cobras. They've got the same well-rounded base stats and neurotoxic venom you see in your classic Cobra build, which brings me to my next point. Venom is so dangerous because it takes only a single wrong move and just a single bite or sting to spell the end for you. And Australia is packed full of players who'd be more than happy to do just that. I've already talked about snakes, but it gets worse. Going for a swim but pick the wrong spot? One brush with the box jelly and it's game over. Reaching into a confined space? Pretty risky when the piercing bite of a funnel web spider could cost you everything. This isn't really a specific trait, but rather just the uniqueness of everything there.
Damn, brother.
Most experienced players will be able to jump into a new playthrough on a new server.
Relatively safe, not safe, my guy. True. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't be fucking with those things on the left as well. I don't remember. Those are goats, right? But special goats, I think. Like, if that thing, headbutts the shit out you, it probably hurt. But yeah. Oh, but it looks so cute though. Wouldn't you just want to pet it? Probably die, but I mean, if you're a Russian, you're probably good, right? They have those whole animal talking skill where animals that are supposed to maul you to death don't maul you to death because you're Russian. Does that count for Bulgarians as well? I don't want to try it.
Players will be able to jump into a new
Oh, look at it.
playthrough on a new server and have a general idea of what to expect when they encounter a novel build, simply based on there being similar builds on other servers.
Okay, admit this one is extreme. Yeah, true. What the fuck? It's a moose. That thing would decimate your asshole. What do you mean, brother? That would destroy you.
But what on earth are you supposed to expect when you meet something like this for the first time? What are its weaknesses? Its strengths? Nothing about its appearance gives you any idea at all about how to go about combating it. And the same goes for quite a few of the most popular builds there. The relative abundance of jank makes Australia a really unforgiving place for newbies.
Okay, koalas. Explain koalas. Okay, I agree. Big bird, scary, pointy raptor claws. The fuck is that? Is that Pokemon? Is that the first monster from Monster Hunter World? Shit, is Monster Hunter World in Australia? That would explain so much. Kangaroos kick hard. What is this thing gonna do to you, okay? Come on, explain. I can suplex that motherfucker. I can chokeslam that shit. Tombstone. What
the
would
relative
you do?
abundance of jank makes Australia a really unforgiving place for
Explain,
newbies.
TierZoo, please.
While all of that can definitely be frustrating to play against, it's important to also recognize all the things Australia is lacking in. Number 1, a lack of tanks. The best tank builds tend to be mammals, which opted for high defense and HP. This tends to come at the cost of mobility, making it difficult for tanks to function as carnivores.
Yeah, that's a big
and so
ass
most tank
nose.
players tend to choose the herbivore faction. Unfortunately, Australia's abysmally low rainfall means the spawn rate for plants is too slow to support a large herbivorous tank. This leaves the rushdown and ambush-based builds without a counter and lets them get away with strats they otherwise shouldn't be able to. Number 2, a lack of powerful mammals.
Ooh.
One of the reasons reptiles do so well on the Australian server is because instead of having to deal with their worst hard counter, carnivorans, they instead are faced with a different group of mammals, marsupials and monotremes. I won't beat around the bush here. These builds are mostly low tier, for one very specific reason: low intelligence. The majority of marsupial players go for the small generalist approach, similar to rats and raccoons. But they're missing what makes these builds so effective: problem solving. Marsupials, such as wombats, wallabies, opossums, and kangaroos, all lack the perk that allows most mammals to access higher intelligence-based abilities, the corpus callosum. Since they don't have this, the best strategy is to drop the generalist playstyle in favor of the mobile herbivore. This is actually what makes kangaroos the only marsupial builds to break out of low tier and find their way into actual relevance in the meta. While they aren't tanks, they've essentially taken inspiration from the rabbit or gazelle build and made it bulkier at the expense of intelligence. But even so, if you compare competing builds that have similar stats and strategies, intelligence is almost always the tiebreaker. It's why even though they're relatively new to the server, dingoes and feral cats are oppressing their marsupial counterparts. Relatively new to the server, dingoes and feral cats are oppressing their marsupial
like a big rat, but not as ugly.
Counterparts, like the thylacine and the quoll. Which brings me to my last point: lack of stability. The Australian meta is at a major tipping point. While there's no meta that went unaffected by the Anthropocene expansion, Australia saw the highest influx of new players and also the highest rate of quitting of any current server. Even though more unique builds exist there than almost anywhere else, the high tiers are mostly full of invaders. Dingoes, cats, humans, cane toads, rabbits, and yellow jackets all conquered the server because they exploited the weaknesses within the meta. Since things are changing so fast, it's difficult to offer advice on how to succeed in Australia, but I'll give it a shot anyway. First, venom is one of your biggest concerns when trying to break into the meta there, so putting some points into venom resistance can go a long way. Builds like the mongoose, honey badger, boar, and secretary bird have done well in other servers by using their resistance to neurotoxin optimally, and I could see builds like these being serious contenders if they gained a foothold in this region. Second, and this would be much more difficult, but kangaroos are kind of getting away with success that they don't deserve simply because they're too big to beat without risking a lot of damage. A build capable of one-shotting them with a stealth attack or simply overpowering them with strength and bulk could find itself reigning supreme. Big cats like the jaguar and leopard could excel there, but I could even see cheetahs pulling it off, especially since there aren't
Cheetahs?
lions and hyenas to bully them. Bears would
Okay, would cheetah be able to kill a kangaroo though? Like cheetahs are like bitch cats, but fast bitch cats. They've harnessed their bitchiness to run away very good, okay? But they're smaller, not so strong. I don't know.
would also be an excellent choice. Nothing
Oh, yeah.
here could stand up to
Yeah.
a charging grizzly. Lastly, in my very
Yeah.
first video, I
Do they have
discussed
enough
how the
food, though?
cane toad's optimized poison ability allowed it to spread across the Australia server unchecked. While they're definitely a tough build to beat, intelligence-based bird players seem to have
Dinner?
found a way to defeat them without triggering their poison effect. This advanced technique means Australian corvids could potentially have a niche all to
Wow.
themselves without spending any points to unlock poison resistance. So there you have it, an in-depth rundown
Did you have to show us that? What the fuck?
state of the Australian metagame.
Gee, I'm not gonna
This
go
was a
back
bit
to
different
that.
from my normal tier list style videos.
Oof.
So if you enjoyed it and want to see me cover other game servers, the comments below are your best way to let me know. Special thanks to my patrons for bringing my monthly pledges out of freefall and allowing me to continue bringing you guys top tier content. If you're still here, I do have a shout out / wholesome story I'd like to tell. I'm not going to drag this video out, so instead I'm just going to let
Wow.
you guys read the story in the video description. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I'll see you all in 2018.
And 2021, I guess. Yeah. Okay, well, that was the Is Australia OP? Wow, fuck. Shit, damn. Maybe I could lose the koala. I almost lost to a wooden desk. Okay, well, we'll be checking out a decent amount more TierZoo videos because I found some that I haven't seen that are pretty interesting. So yeah, that's gonna be happening in the next couple of days. And yeah, I'll be playing some Resident Evil 7 today for the first time. So if you wanna come see your boy play a horror game, you're welcome to. And yeah, quick thank you to the YouTube members and patrons. Pedro Martinez, Kamasco Unit, so Asterix, Senior Hilton, Lemon and Moon, Akma Dash, Ronic, Na, James Bizonite, Rui Hideki 25, Malcolm Muzio, Nicole Girgiev, Shadi, Leroy, Olivia, and Sangri. Thank you all for the support. And I'll catch you all next time. Bye bye, everybody.